The drug registration process is a crucial step in bringing a new pharmaceutical product to market. It involves compiling comprehensive data on the drug's safety, efficacy, and quality. This data is then presented to regulatory authorities for review and approval. This rigorous process ensures that new drugs meet the necessary standards before being made available to patients. Regulatory approval is essential to ensure the safety and effectiveness of new medicines. The drug registration process has 4 key stages: pre-submission, application submission, review and approval, and post-approval. In the pre-submission stage, companies plan, research, and develop the drug, laying the groundwork for the application. The application submission stage involves compiling detailed documentation and supporting data to make the case for the drug. During review and approval, regulatory bodies evaluate the data and scientific evidence to determine if the drug should be approved. Once approved, there is continued monitoring, inspections, and updates to ensure the drug remains safe and effective. Each stage is critical to getting a new drug successfully registered and made available to patients. The key objectives of the drug registration process are to ensure patient safety, protect public health, enable market access for safe and effective drugs, and maintain quality control standards. Ensuring patient safety is critical. The registration process verifies that drugs are safe and effective for their intended use. Protecting public health is another core goal. The process helps prevent harmful or ineffective drugs from reaching the market. Enabling market access for safe and effective drugs is important, so patients can access the treatments they need. Upholding quality control standards is vital. The registration process checks that drugs meet specific quality requirements. These 4 objectives, safety, public health, market access, and quality control, are the foundation of the drug registration system. Pharmaceutical companies are the ones who develop and manufacture the drugs we'll be discussing. They have to seek registration and approval from regulatory authorities to bring their products to market. Regulatory authorities, like government agencies, are responsible for evaluating the safety, efficacy, and quality of these drugs before approving them. Healthcare professionals like doctors and pharmacists are the ones who will actually prescribe and dispense the registered drugs to patients. And, of course, the patients themselves are the ones who benefit from these registered drugs, and their feedback is crucial. Together, these key stakeholders all play an important role in the drug development and approval process. This slide provides an overview of the key regulatory authorities for pharmaceuticals around the world. It highlights the FDA in the US, the EMA in the EU, and the PMDA in Japan. For each authority, it gives a brief description of their role and responsibilities in regulating drugs and medical products. The icons and world map visually convey the global nature of pharmaceutical regulation. This slide sets the stage for discussing the importance of navigating the different regulatory landscapes when bringing a new drug to market. The International Council for Harmonization, or ICH, is a global initiative that promotes the harmonization of technical requirements for registering pharmaceuticals for human use. Efforts to harmonize regulatory requirements within regions like the European Union, United States, and Japan have streamlined the drug registration process, making it more efficient. Harmonization of regulations across regions simplifies global drug development, reduces costs, and facilitates faster approval processes for new medicines. This global collaboration and interconnectedness between regulatory authorities helps ensure consistent quality, safety, and efficacy standards for pharmaceutical products worldwide. This slide provides an overview of the 3 main types of registration applications for new drugs and biologics. The first is the New Drug Application, NDA, which is used for novel drugs that have never been marketed before. The second is the Abbreviated New Drug Application, ANDA, which is used for generic drugs that are bioequivalent to an already approved drug. The third is the Biologics License Application, BLA, which is used for biological products like vaccines, blood products, and gene therapies. Each of these application types has specific requirements and processes that must be followed in order to gain regulatory approval. A New Drug Application, or NDA, is a comprehensive document that is submitted to regulatory authorities when seeking approval to market a new drug. The NDA provides evidence of the drug's safety, efficacy, and quality, based on the results of clinical trials and other studies. The NDA includes detailed information on the drug's manufacturing process, as well as the proposed labeling and packaging for the product. Regulatory authorities carefully review the NDA to ensure the drug meets all necessary requirements before granting approval for it to be marketed and sold. The abbreviated New Drug Application, or ANDA, is the process used to approve generic versions of existing drugs. Generic drugs must demonstrate bioequivalence to the reference-listed drug, meaning they have the same active ingredients, dosage form, strength, route of administration, and intended use. Strict quality and safety standards must be met for ANDA approval, including demonstrating the generic drug is manufactured according to current good manufacturing practices. The ANDA process allows for faster and more affordable access to safe and effective generic medications. Biologics are products derived from living organisms, such as vaccines, antibodies, and gene therapies. The Biologics License Application, BLA, process involves a comprehensive evaluation of these biological products. The BLA review focuses on ensuring the safety, efficacy, and quality of the manufacturing process. Submitting a BLA requires extensive data from clinical trials, demonstrating the benefits and risks of the product. This rigorous review process helps ensure that biological products meet stringent requirements before being approved for use. The application process for a new drug is a critical step in getting it approved and to market. It involves thoroughly gathering all necessary documentation, preparing a comprehensive submission, and submitting it to the relevant regulatory authority. The regulatory authority will then review the submission to ensure it meets all requirements, assess the quality of the data, and identify any potential concerns. If the application is deemed complete and scientifically sound, the regulatory authority may approve it, allowing the drug to be marketed. This is a rigorous and detailed process that requires careful preparation and attention to detail. Gather comprehensive data on the drug's safety, efficacy, and manufacturing process. This includes all the clinical trial results, safety reports, and details about how the drug is produced. Prepare a detailed application package that includes the protocols used in the trials, the final reports summarizing the findings, and any other supporting documents needed. Submit the full application package electronically to the regulatory authority in the target region. This is the final step before the review process can begin. Be sure to follow all the submission requirements and guidelines provided by the regulatory authority to ensure a smooth and complete application. The initial evaluation process is a critical stage in the drug development pipeline, involving comprehensive scientific and administrative reviews. Expert scientists carefully assess the preclinical and clinical data to ensure completeness, accuracy, and scientific validity. The administrative review checks that the application is complete, compliant with regulations, and properly formatted, with all necessary documentation. Importantly, the evaluation focuses on the safety and efficacy of the drug, ensuring it meets established standards for human use and that the potential benefits outweigh the risks. This rigorous evaluation process is essential to ensure the safety and effectiveness of new pharmaceutical products before they can be approved for public use. The approval process for new drugs involves several key steps. First, there is a scientific review where experts evaluate the safety, efficacy, and quality of the drug. Next, there is a regulatory review where the agency assesses compliance with all relevant regulations and standards. Finally, the agency makes a decision on whether to approve or reject the application. This comprehensive review process helps ensure that only safe and effective drugs make it to market. The image on this slide visually represents the approval process, with a checkmark indicating the final decision. Post-approval commitments are critical to ensuring the ongoing safety and effectiveness of a drug after it has been approved for use. One key commitment is the risk management plan, which involves addressing potential safety concerns and mitigating risks associated with the drug. This is an important way to proactively manage any issues that may arise. Pharmacovigilance is another critical commitment, which involves the ongoing monitoring and reporting of adverse events to ensure the drug's safety profile remains strong over time. Finally, maintaining accurate and up-to-date labeling and advertising information for patients and healthcare professionals is vital to providing the most current and relevant guidance on the proper use of the drug. Together, These post-approval commitments help pharmaceutical companies fulfill their responsibility to the public by continuously evaluating and enhancing the safety and efficacy of their products. Data integrity is critical. We must ensure the accuracy and reliability of all data submitted in our registration applications. Any issues with data integrity could seriously jeopardize the approval process. Regulatory compliance is a constant challenge. The requirements are complex and evolving, especially as we look to register our product across different regions. We need to stay on top of the latest regulations and guidelines. The drug approval process is notoriously lengthy and costly. Navigating the timelines and managing the associated financial burdens will require careful planning and execution. We need to be proactive in anticipating and addressing any delays or cost overruns. The slide provides an overview of the regulatory landscapes for pharmaceuticals across 3 major regions: the United States, the European Union, and Japan. For the United States, the key points are that the FDA oversees drug registration and approval, with stringent requirements for clinical trials and post-marketing surveillance. For the European Union, the slide highlights that the EMA coordinates drug registration across member states, emphasizing scientific rigor and patient safety, with a focus on harmonized guidelines. Regarding Japan, the slide notes that the PMDA prioritizes safety and efficacy, with a unique focus on post-marketing data collection and review, leading to a more comprehensive regulatory framework. These regional differences in regulatory approaches are important for pharmaceutical companies to understand when navigating the global market. Regulations around drug registration vary significantly across different regions and countries. Each national regulatory agency sets its own unique standards and requirements for approving new drugs. The documentation, clinical trial protocols, and manufacturing processes required can differ greatly from one country to another. This creates challenges for pharmaceutical companies trying to bring a new drug to multiple global markets. Understanding and navigating these differences is critical to successfully registering a drug worldwide. The timeline for an NDA new drug application is typically 12 to 18 months from submission to approval. The timeline for an ANDA, abbreviated new drug application, is typically 6 to 12 months from submission to approval. The filing fees for an NDA can range from $1 million to $5 million, depending on the drug and the region. The filing fees for an ANDA can range from $500,000 to $1 million, depending on the drug and the region. These timelines and fees are important considerations when planning the development and submission of new drug applications. Patents protect the key inventions and processes related to the drug, such as its formulation or manufacturing method. Trademarks secure brand recognition for the drug's name and logo, helping distinguish it from competitor products. Copyrights safeguard the drug's labeling, packaging, and promotional materials, ensuring they are used consistently and correctly. The drug development process involves extensive research, preclinical testing, and clinical trials to evaluate the safety and efficacy of a new drug. The registration phase is the process of obtaining regulatory approval from agencies like the FDA or EMA to allow the drug to be marketed and sold. Once approved, the drug enters the marketing and sales phase, where it is commercialized and distributed to healthcare providers and patients. After a drug is released to the market, ongoing post-marketing surveillance monitors its long-term safety and efficacy. These 4 stages, development, registration, marketing/sales, and post-marketing surveillance, make up the full lifecycle management of a pharmaceutical product. Post-marketing surveillance is the ongoing monitoring of a drug's safety and effectiveness after it has been approved and made available to the public. This involves continuously tracking any adverse events, potential risks, or changes in the drug's performance once it is being used in the real world. Data is collected from various sources, including healthcare providers, patients, and pharmacovigilance systems, to gather information about the drug's real-world use and impact. The goal is to proactively identify, assess, and mitigate any potential risks associated with the drug, ensuring its continued safe and effective use. This vigilant monitoring helps ensure patient safety and allows for timely action to be taken if any issues arise post-approval. The key points on this slide are the 3 main requirements for drug labeling and advertising. Accurate information. Labels must accurately reflect the drug's intended use. dosage, and potential side effects. Clear and concise. Labeling should be easy to understand for both healthcare professionals and patients. Regulatory compliance. Labels must adhere to specific formatting and content requirements set by regulatory bodies. It's critical that drug companies meet these requirements to ensure patients have the information they need to use medications safely and effectively. I'll expand on each of these points in more detail in the following slides. Quality management systems, QMS, are the foundation for ensuring pharmaceutical excellence. A comprehensive QMS integrates multiple layers of oversight and improvement. This includes a focus on continuous improvement, compliance and safety, and maintaining a strong product quality foundation. The continuous improvement framework helps identify and address potential quality risks. Compliance and safety standards ensure the drug meets regulatory requirements throughout its life cycle. The product quality foundation maintains consistency and reliability in the final pharmaceutical products. Through this integrated QMS approach, companies can uphold high-quality standards while driving ongoing enhancements. This helps promote a culture of quality and safety across the entire pharmaceutical operation. On-site inspections by regulatory authorities are conducted to assess compliance with drug registration requirements. These inspections involve a thorough review of the facility, processes, and documentation to ensure adherence to regulations. Audits go a step further, involving an in-depth examination of manufacturing, testing, and quality records to verify data integrity and accuracy. Both inspections and audits are crucial for confirming compliance with good manufacturing practices, GMP, and other relevant regulations. These assessments play a vital role in ensuring the quality, safety, and efficacy of pharmaceutical products that reach the market. Compliance is critical to ensuring our organization adheres to all relevant regulations and laws. We must take this seriously to maintain our reputation and avoid penalties. Regular audits and inspections are key to identifying any areas where we may be falling short. This proactive approach allows us to address issues before they become bigger problems. When we do find instances of non-compliance, we need to enforce appropriate penalties. This sends a clear message that we will not tolerate violations and helps deter future issues. Taking a firm but fair stance on compliance demonstrates our commitment to operating ethically and responsibly. This is crucial for maintaining the trust of our stakeholders. The specific compliance and enforcement measures we have in place will be discussed in more detail in the upcoming slides. Regulatory agencies are constantly updating their guidelines, which can significantly impact the drug registration process. We need to stay vigilant and monitor these changes closely. Policy shifts can affect a wide range of factors, such as approval criteria, timelines, and post-marketing surveillance requirements. It's crucial that we understand the implications of these policy changes and adapt our processes accordingly. Emerging technologies are also influencing regulatory expectations, particularly in areas like data analysis, manufacturing, and clinical trials. We need to ensure we are leveraging the latest advancements to meet these evolving regulatory standards. Proactively addressing these regulatory updates and changes will help us maintain compliance and avoid any potential delays or issues in the drug approval process. This is a critical part of our work, and we must dedicate time and resources to staying ahead of these developments. Regulatory landscapes are constantly evolving, so it's critical to stay informed about any changes to policies and regulations that could impact your drug registration process. Keeping up with scientific advancements, emerging technologies, and evolving market demands in your therapeutic area is key to anticipating industry trends and positioning your product effectively. Continuously refining your drug development and registration processes is essential to ensuring optimal quality and compliance. Staying informed about best practices will help you identify opportunities for improvement. Staying informed across these key areas will equip you to make more strategic decisions, adapt to change, and ultimately improve your chances of successful drug registration and commercialization. A comprehensive plan is key. It should include timelines, resources, and key milestones to keep the process on track. Collaborating with experts like regulatory consultants, CROs, and legal professionals can provide invaluable guidance and support throughout the registration process. Maintaining thorough documentation is critical. This will help ensure compliance and provide the necessary evidence to support your application. Open and transparent communication with regulatory agencies is essential. Engage with them proactively to address any questions or concerns. The key takeaways from this presentation are a strategic approach, effective collaboration, and the impact on market access and growth. A comprehensive understanding of regulatory requirements, timelines, and processes is crucial for successful drug registration. This strategic approach ensures the registration process is well-planned and executed. Collaboration with regulatory authorities, internal stakeholders, and external partners is essential. Open communication and alignment between all parties involved helps ensure a smooth registration process. Successful drug registration opens doors to new markets and contributes to the overall success of pharmaceutical companies. This market access and growth opportunity is a critical outcome of the registration process. In summary, the three main pillars are a strategic approach, strong collaboration, and the business impact, all of which are vital for effective drug registration.